Her Excellency, the First Lady of Sierra Leone, Dr. FATIMA Maadabiu, our Senator Raisha from Dubai, our mother who has come from Gambia, the Minister of Gender, Dr. Umed. I'll have to start calling you Doctor, or Doki. Thank you so much, and the other guests, UNFPA, and all of you who are present this morning. I'm really pleased to be here. Listening to the First Lady speak so passionately and drawing from her own experience, I think has brought home the meaning of this 10th anniversary in our presence here. Women have an assignment, and I think that assignment is to raise our voices as she so eloquently has. To say no when we think something is wrong, to say yes when we believe something is right, but not to just talk about it, to ensure things are done to change the status quo. I think that is our assignment. Whether you are a doctor or a nurse, or a health professional, or police, or someone in the army, or just a social worker, or an influencer. Now that's a new topic for me. Those who influence the way things go. It's a whole new kind of work. But I think in all, women must just do those few things, and I think our lives would change. There are 3 issues, as we've so much talked about over the last 3 days. Issues of rights, which I believe a lot has been done to raise the level of awareness of our people, that women have rights. And those rights must be protected by women themselves. In Liberia, I usually tell the little girls, if someone in a school, for example, starts to harass you, just shout. No. Don't keep it and hide it, because then you're opening up an environment for abuse. If your mother wouldn't listen, shout it to someone else. But we have to be strong enough to say no, and that enough is enough. There are issues of education which provides illumination of our minds. For if you understand the issues, then it makes it easier to stand aside and do what is necessary. Issues of equality. Again, we're still dealing with that. But I think over time, women will be able to stand up shoulder to shoulder and side by side with their male colleagues. Let me say in this room that that is all we want. To stand side by side with our male colleagues and create the world that we want. A world of peace, a world of equity, and a world where people are not abused. But this issue of abuse can no longer be looked at in the way we have been looking at it. And as Dr. Maadabiu said, the issue must be taken to the table of the men. They are the ones who are doing early marriage. They are the ones who are raping in most instances. They are the ones who continue to deny women just basic rights to be who they are. We must take the fight to their doors. They are the ones in charge. They are the ones who can say no today, and all of this will go away. I want to thank in a special way before I take my seat, His Excellency President Julius Maadabiu, for being a true he for she champion. There are many men who talk about he for she champions and they speak about it, but in the end, it's just talk. He has shown over the years his stellar leadership in leading by example and making sure that changes that need to take place, whether it's a law for quota or a law that makes sure that people who rape children are sent to jail for life, those things are in place. So you know he's not just talking about it, he's actually doing something. Years from now, as an elderly African statesman, after he served his term, we'll continue to talk about presidents like him. Yes. Because this is why leadership is given to certain individuals, to change the dynamics for the betterment of your people. And I think he has done more than what we can say. We want to say thank you, Your Excellency. Would you please extend our deepest appreciation to His Excellency the President for all that he continues to do. I look forward to the quotas being passed so that women can have a space to add their voices. Because again, in the legislature or parliament is where these laws are made. If the woman's voice is not strong enough at that level, then you may have some issues. But we must work the fire at both ends so that one day we'll live in a world free of violence and where equality becomes a way of life. President Paul Kagame has shown that this is possible. Just by thinking and deciding in the minds of those who are in the leadership positions, this is only fair and it's only right. I always ask men when I meet them, who's your greatest or your best advisor? And most of them will say our mother. Does she have a PhD? No. What does she do? Sometimes they're just housewives. But whether it's a man is a president or just a director in a building, if something happens, he will not go to his wife first, he will go straight to his mother. Why? That shows you the strength that women have, that God has given us solutions. And we only want to be partners in the rebuilding of our beautiful country. I want to thank the CEO of Merck for the amazing work that she's done, raising our doctors to a level where they now can come back home and be a part of providing proper health care to our people. And not just here in Sierra Leone, she's also working in Liberia. So with the Liberian delegation, thank her also. Madam First Lady, we're talking about leadership for Africa. And my story is no different from yours. I was once the First Lady, I became Senator, I'm now Vice President. The fact is, after your tenure as First Lady, I hope you won't just sit in a corner. There is so much that can be done. I'm breaking the ceiling to show that First Ladies have a lot that they bring to the table. And they too can become agents of change in our time. I look forward to seeing you beyond where you are today, for your passion speaks for itself. These are the kinds of women we need in the legislature and in other high offices. No one thought a First Lady would become a senator on the African continent, or a vice president, or a future president one day. So we look forward to